We move across to Netflix for a new comedy drama arriving on Thursday the 9th of May. It's called Bodkin, and here's a clip.
I hear you're interested in the lads that went missing. I know what happened to them. They were attacked by horses. You should never trust a horse.
You lads seem awful interested in the past. Our lives aren't fodder for your entertainment.
The three of you poking around and everything will lead to no good.
Yes, so this is a comedy drama. This is season 1 and there are 7 episodes. And we know that true crime is really, really popular. I mean, it kind of is a popular genre, isn't it? And I guess that making hay while the sun shines comes to mind with this, because this is a kind of a different take in Bodkin, because this is about a group of podcasters, and they travel to Bodkin, which is this rural setting in Ireland, to make a podcast about this many moons ago unsolved crime. And we've heard this story before, 3 unconnected people, close-knit town, they vanished during a festival, in the dead of the night. Now that, I'm not suggesting in Bodkin that happened, but kind of it's a premise of many things we've talked about in the past, isn't it, really? Of kind of people disappearing and then someone going in to kind of try and find out what's going on. But this is particularly funny because it is a close-knit community, with masking some sort of, dodgy history as well there. And the funny part comes in, it's very sweary. If you don't like swearing, this is not for you, but it's done in true Irish form, which I just think it's absolutely brilliant. And I think all of them play the parts really quite well. I think this is based on a true story as well. So it's kind of everyone's cast, I think, brilliantly well, and not taking it all at all seriously. And then, of course, they really realise that, hang on a minute, we have stumbled across something here, and that people are getting a bit irritated by us. And there's a reason they're irritated and annoyed by us, because we're uncovering and kind of trying to find out exactly what went on and why these people disappeared. And you get to know the characters quite well. There's a real presence. I like the female kind of backbone of this story as well. They're quite strong women, and they're funny too. So there's, very often I think with things like this, it sort of feels to being quite male dominated, and I don't think it does. It doesn't feel like that in this. And it's kind of like they're kind of very investigative, trying to find out exactly what's going on. And as they get closer and closer to the truth, it gets a little bit more frightening. So whilst it's a comedy drama, and I say this all the time, I really find it hard to kind of, relate to the two. How can it be so dramatic and also funny? There are times when you're really quite, you are on the edge of your seat. You think, oh God, what is going to happen here? And it does get really quite dark at times. And then it's brought back to, you having a good old belly laugh. But the locals, it's a local town for local people, we don't want anyone around. So them sort of, I don't know, trying to poking around and, into the town's past, the residents don't want that. They want the truth buried. They don't want anyone to know exactly what's going on. So, what will they uncover? I actually, from what I've seen so far, really, really quite enjoyed it. And I thought it worked really well, the narrative, and the script was brilliant. What did you think?
I wasn't sure initially if I was going to like it. So it starts with the discovery of the dead body of a whistleblower in London. And this investigative reporter, Dove, played by Siobhan Cullen, is told by her boss, oh, we're sending you to Ireland, where she's from, and she doesn't want to go back there, to do this story with these 2 podcasters. So the 3 main characters in it, so she's kind of like the cynical one. She's really good in this, actually. And then there's the American podcaster Gilbert, played by Will Forte, is kind of very sunny disposition, very upbeat. And then there's also a sort of young researcher, Emmy, played by Robin Cara, who's very kind of keen and wide-eyed. And I thought, these 3 archetypes possibly are going to, the dynamic between them is going to get on my nerves. But it's actually, I really enjoyed it, and particularly Cullen is great as Dove, who starts sort of doing her own brand of investigating while she's over there, while the American guy is just very charmed by the sort of touristy aspects of Ireland that he sees. Like, he's really excited when he sees a nun drinking a pint of Guinness in the pub and this sort of thing. But yes, as you say, it does get darker because it seems that there are these secrets. I mean, initially they're just doing it as a podcast. They're not really looking to solve the crime or the mystery. They just think it's an interesting subject. But it seems there are people there who will go to great lengths to kind of deter them from staying and investigating. So yeah, I think as it unfolded, I became more and more involved, and I enjoyed episode 1.